I understand that we can move through item number 49 real quickly, that there's just potentially one person to speak on that, and maybe we can let people go. Is that right?
There may be a few. I think the agencies have consolidated to one. There may be one or two neighbors, but it'll be less than the number you see in front of you. So
I need it to be a lot less because we have an hour to go. So I'm going to pull the things that go real fast.
I think you can pull this. I think the service providers are, they're nodding their heads. If there are neighbors, I imagine neighbors could be one, and then that'd be it. So
okay. So let's call up then 49. Is there a neighbor to speak on this? Anyone to speak on this?
Yeah.
Okay, come on down. I'm going to call up the consent zoning next. So, Jerry, are we ready?
My name is Ray Collins, and I am going to spare you my actual prepared talk and just say that I'm in favor of this shelter space, and I also represent some people in my neighborhood where I live, Southwood, that are also in favor. And just as a minor complaint about something y'all already know a lot about, y'all pretty much have arranged things where nobody but me, a retired person, can be here today. So y'all know about that already. Thank you once again. There are myself and other neighbors near the notorious Ben White underpasses that favor this item.
Great, thank you. Councilor Kitchen, you want to make a...
I have a billet doux for the mayor. It's going to be my talk. I'll leave it with the clerk.
Please do that. Thank you.
I signed up with the machine there to speak on 49.
Okay, come on down and speak. This will be the last speaker.
Well, I think we have one other speaker for the service providers, and that'll be that.
Okay.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Did you want to speak? Okay. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I kind of got the gist of what's being proposed to take care of the homeless situation and how many of them there are around town. And just before I came down here, actually, there was something on the news about Los Angeles spent $620 million last year on trying to resolve the homeless situation, and the number of homeless actually increased by 16%. So just spending money on something doesn't mean that you're going to get maybe the results that you want. But I have some ideas of where you're going to do something about the homeless, some good ideas here. One is you could end the no-kill policy of this city. That's probably costing $8 to $10 million every year to the city of Austin, and use that money to take care of humans, homeless instead. You could also end the homeless, the homestead exemption tax on property owners, because what that means is that renters are paying a tax that property owners are not. So if renters have to pay that tax, that pushes up rents, which actually makes it harder for people to afford a place to live here in town. And also, the way you've dealt with it in the past, like down here on the river, there's about a 15-story building, and people that are staying there, that's government subsidized housing, you could probably rent those places out for $4,000 or $5,000 a month and use that money to take care of the homeless. Now, I've known people that are in some of these government housing situations, and as it turns out, they're not working. So why not have those people stay on the edge of town and have people that need jobs in the center of the town living in these spaces like Bluebonnet Studios and the place on the river? That would make more sense, have them on the edge of town than to, and then have people living downtown that actually work downtown. And also what you could do if you're going to take care of the homeless, like at Bluebonnet Studios, people get 420, 430 square feet. Why not maybe have a 200 square foot unit that's only got 2 burners on the stove instead of 4? And it would be only cold water. There'd be showers on the ground floor. You could probably build places like that in the smaller places and probably do it for about half the money, so you could actually house twice as many homeless people as the way we're housing people now in Austin. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. And then we have a service provider to speak on 49.
Mayor, before that, I think he was talking about Rebecca Bain there in East Austin, in the 1640 building, and it's for seniors. It's not, these people are over 65 and are retired, and they're low-income seniors. So they're not able to go off and work.
Okay, thank you. We'll go ahead and speak to 49.
I'm Jo Catherine Quinn, CEO at Caritas of Austin, representing all my friends here behind me. And we want to thank you.
Hang on
Yes?
1 second. The record, is the speaker who just last spoke still in the room?
Yeah.
The clerk didn't get your name.
It's Robert Corbin.
Robert Corbin, thank you very much. I'm sorry, please go ahead.
No, that's okay. Thank you all so much for, first of all, prioritizing homelessness in your strategic planning. And we want to thank Councilmember Kitchen's staff for the very thoughtful way that you and your staff worked on this particular shelter and really listened to our input. And I feel like we sort of all did this together. So thank you very much. We recognize that with the really drastic, sudden increase in the number of unsheltered people that we have in the city now, that a shelter is an additional shelter makes a lot of sense. And especially a housing-focused shelter, because the shelter is only as good as its ability to exit people to permanent housing. So thank you for this effort, and thank you for your support.
Great, and thank you for all that you do, and thank you for abbreviating the testimony so we can get as much in as we can before 5:30. That's also appreciated. And we have one other person, Joel McNew, that wishes to speak on this item 49.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Thank you, Councilmember Kitchen. I am the president of Safe Horns, and we are a nonprofit that advocates for safety on and around the UT Austin campus. And we approve this great effort that you put into shelter. It's an important component to solving the homeless crisis in our city. So, to provide shelter for our most vulnerable citizens who want a hand up, as we move forward towards crisis intervention, we ask that you allow for the community to be a part of the process. These decisions being made now greatly impact the future of our city. We know that being homeless is not illegal, and people experiencing homelessness are made up of various groups. Those who've fallen on hard times, who want a hand up, addiction and mental illness, and finally criminal transients who hide under the umbrella of homeless to gain sympathy, handouts, but often victimize and prey upon the homeless, citizens and visitors of our city. We need a robust crisis intervention that includes shelter, resources that connect, and the Austin Police Department the support and ability to maintain order. Many times, officers are the front line, first to engage, many times giving of their own time and money to help. They also connect people to resources and hold criminal transients accountable. But we are told by APD that the aggressive behavior and conduct is something that an officer must be present to witness that conduct for something to happen. We don't have enough officers on the street to do that, so how will that be addressed? And I know, Councilmember Kitchen, that was something you talked about earlier today. Lastly, for the last 4 years, our nonprofit has asked for safety improvements to the community where the majority of students, UT students, live, which is West Campus, and have yet to see action. This week, we've been accused by the criminal justice advocates of repeating stories of fearmonger, lying about crime that impacts our students, and the crime isn't real. May 24th, Haruka Weiser would have graduated with my son and his classmates at the University of Texas College of Fine Arts. Her tragic, brutal rape and murder by a homeless person is not just a story. It's a soul, it's a life taken, a young person who loved this city. Her brutal rape and murder is something that we experienced along with her family. She didn't get a chance to live her story. Please include and take clear action on public safety so the community understands what that means. Thank you.
More and more people are coming up to speak on this, so I'm going to pause on this item and move to a different item on the agenda.
Mayor, I think that maybe you can ask if there's anyone else to speak, and can we just go ahead and take a vote?
Okay, I'll certainly ask that. Is there anyone else that wants to speak on this issue before we take a vote? Yes, there are. Is there anyone else who would speak other than this last person? Okay, so Once you come on down, you can speak. Is the council agreeing to close public testimony after this speaker, since no one else identified they want to speak? Okay, without objection, we're closing public speaking after our last speaker.
Okay, my name is Piwa Okrokwakube.
Go ahead and sit down, and he'll turn on the speaker for you, the microphone.
My name is Piwa Okrokwakube. I'm from Africa.
The microphone's not on, so we can't, the people watching TV can't hear. Try again.
My name is Piwa Okrokwakube. I'm from Africa. Eric, he helped me get my permit. They tried to beat me for my permit for something I didn't do. So I went to legally aid. They refused to take my rent. So I need some help. When everybody see this, they know I'm telling the truth. The manager, the evil. I don't know what they tried to beat me, something I didn't do. I went to legally aid, I got a lawyer. That's not right. To beat people for their permit for something they didn't do. Thank you. May God bless.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Kitchen, do you want to make a motion?
I move passage of item 49, which is,
Go ahead. Is there a second? I'm sorry. That was our last speaker.
she was the one.
She did, but we closed debate afterward. Come on down. This is our last speaker on this item. Be it known that. We're going to break in about 50 minutes, and we're going to lose council members when that happens.
I understand. We're moving past.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, the young lady, she didn't sign up, and I'm
That's
trying to let
okay.
her speak.
It's
That's
okay. It's okay, ma'am.
You can go ahead and speak.
Hi, my name is Sherry Taylor. I am here to speak about the issue that was about the housing situation, and I was feeling that there were some opportunities for churches that are having space when there's inclement weather, for instance, or flooding, to open their doors and offer opportunities for those who are in the way or on the sidewalk or wherever they are during the day and a threat to your city and a threat to your tourism if those citizens who are a member of these churches that would open their doors. There's a program at First United Methodist Church where I play the piano at 5:30 Tuesdays and Thursdays for breakfast. After that, folks go wherever. But they've opened their doors to ladies from 7 to 11. They can come there and be refreshed and have conversation and have safety. That's on Thursdays. Anyone else who has a church, maybe your church organization, if there's only 18% of this city that attends church, maybe you could increase those in your pew by having community service during the week, and then maybe they might join your church. That would eliminate the issue of trying to arrest so many people who don't have a place to go. I think that tomorrow there's an event, a group called Victory Outreach Austin. It's not inclement weather. They're just opening the doors of their church to for palliative care, I guess. So folks remember that they are people. They're not pets. They shouldn't be outside, but they don't have a place that they can be without getting arrested. I wrote a poem I would like to dedicate to Juneteenth, because those familiar with that history, suddenly those who had been incarcerated with slavery had been freed 2 years before, but they didn't know that. And so now then the martial law makes it so they're free to go where? We don't have anything. And so the same thing happened. But anyway, I will try to read this poem. Juneteenth, Memorial Day Remembrance. Even hesitant prayers and stumbling phrases can't inhibit God from receiving our best intended praises. His almighty blessings upon us generously land. He made us capable of receiving his eternity deliverance plan. Discouraged to talk to friends about struggles and tears, God houses all resources to comfort our fears. Iniquities feed failure with loss and blame, but confidence is rewarded by calling on Jesus' name. Be uplifted, for God can do anything but fail. No matter how hard winds blow, let faith in God prevail. Revival is as often as you rise from where you slept. So rejoice and learn from scriptures celebrating how sins away were swept. So all I'm saying is that if we return to what this country was established on, which was freedom for religion,
Thank you.
if the churches can open their doors, not just in inclement weather, I think we would solve the issue of loitering, because folks would have a place to
stay.
abide.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Councilmember Kitchen makes a motion, seconded by Councilmember Poole. Let's take a vote. Those in favor, please raise your hands. Those opposed, passes unanimously. Councilmember Harper Madison off the dais. You want to take us through consent zoning?
I want,
Go ahead.
the only thing I would like to say very quickly is thank you to everyone who came here to support this and all the other people that sent in their emails. And thank you for all of us, to all of you, for helping us get to this point.
Thank you very much.